Hey guys, what's up? This is Bharat Nagpal. You're watching iGyaan, and today we are checking out something really special. Today we are checking out the new generation of the Vivo Nex. So this is the Nex 3. Now the Vivo Nex, the first gen one, was really exciting for the smartphone market because a lot of new innovations were brought about by that phone. So the first pop-up camera, the first in-display fingerprint sensor was seen on the Nex devices, and now they've sort of become everyday features on smartphones, and people have come to accept them as normal. The Vivo Nex 3 is attempting to do something a little different with the display of the phone and some other features. So let's quickly get started with this video and check out the Nex 3. So while the pricing and availability is a little sketch for the Indian market, the Nex series is more or less a prototype or a proving ground for Vivo, and in India it's going to remain the same. So let's take a look at the box, and outside on the box you'll see the camera on the front, which basically is trying to say that this is a camera centric phone, and we'll get to the cameras in a bit. Once we pop open the top, you'll find that the phone is the first thing inside the box. We'll place it to the side, and you'll also get the documentation along with a SIM ejector tool, a charger which is a 44-watt charger, along with a USB-C charging cable, and you'll also get some in-ear style earphones which are included inside the box. There is also a case which has a sandstone sort of finish, so it's sort of like a OnePlus case, but it fits really well on the phone and looks nice. If we take a look at the device itself, the first thing you'll notice is, of course, the triple camera layout on the back. It's a circular layout, something that we just saw on the OnePlus 7T, and we've been seeing for many years on Motorola devices. So the layout and the positioning of the camera is quite like that. But if we move over to the front, we have a 6.89-inch display. Now this is a full HD plus display, but Vivo is calling this the Waterfall display. Now we've already seen edge displays from Samsung and many other companies. Even the OnePlus 7 Pro has it, but this one takes it a little further because the Waterfall display is more or less extending the display to the sides of the phone. So when you're scrolling through your pages or just browsing through the web, you'll find that a lot of your information sort of falls over to the side of the phone, and that kind of looks nice. Vivo has also put in a few gimmicks in there, allowing you to sort of look at an equalizer or get a light when your phone rings on the edges of the phone, especially if your phone is laying upside down. You'll be able to know if someone's calling you, and it looks kind of cool. There's another thing that's really interesting about the Vivo Nex 3, and that is that this takes from the previous Vivo Nex prototype that we saw, the one that didn't have any ports or buttons. This one does have a charging port, but this also has touch buttons, the ones that we saw in the previous version. So if you want to increase the volume or decrease the volume, you sort of squeeze the phone from this one location where they have a ridged sort of area on the right of the phone, and once you squeeze this, it acts as a power button, and then you also have the two dots for the volume button. These are not real buttons, and these are haptic buttons, but they are there and they are really cool and they work really well, in fact, and it's not a gimmick, it works really well. On the top you do have a headphone jack, which is again something that was removed from the previous phone, and you have a pop-up camera, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. You also have the small tiny power button, which is a physical button, so if you get tired of pressing the haptic button, you can press the power button on the top. The bottom has the SIM tray, and it is a dual SIM phone, and you can pop in 2 nano SIM cards on this device and have a dual SIM experience. The front of the phone also has an in-display fingerprint sensor, and it works really well. It's fast and snappy, easy to set up, something that we've seen on Vivo devices. This is not the kind of sensor which is seen on Samsung devices, the ultrasonic fingerprint sensor. This is a light fingerprint sensor. It'll use the light in the display to sort of unlock your phone. Now let's talk about the cameras. On the back you have a triple camera layout, a 64 megapixel main camera along with dual 13 megapixel cameras. One is an ultra wide while one is a 2x telephoto lens. The 64 megapixel camera by default will click pictures in 13 megapixels, but if you want to click in 64 megapixel, you have to go into a specific menu option within the camera UI. The camera UI is also pretty fast and responsive. You have a lot of features and a lot of customizations. The main camera, however, will not capture 4K video at 60 frames per second, but only at 24 to 30 frames per second. And if you try to capture video at 60 frames per second, your video quality is dumbed down to 720p, and I don't know why that's happening. So once you pop open the front camera as well, it sort of slides up, as we've seen on various devices in the past. It's a 16 megapixel front facing camera. You do have an LED flash along with some sensors that pop up. Also your earpiece pops up, so that means that they've housed the earpiece in the pop-up mechanism. So when the mechanism goes back inside, the earpiece acts as the earpiece and is funneled through sort of a tunnel that is built on the top of the device just above the display. Now the display is claimed to be a 99.3% screen to body ratio by Vivo, but in actuality it's more a 93 to 94%, and that is because there is a little bit of bezel on the bottom as well as the top. and they have hidden the earpiece on the top as well, so that sort of takes away from the screen to body ratio. Specs wise, the phone is fully loaded. It does have the Snapdragon 855 Plus chip, and it works really well. You can play games at maximum graphics with extreme frame rates, and you'll have no problem playing games. There'll be no response time issues. The phone does not heat up either, which is absolutely fantastic. You also have a pretty large 4500 milliamp hour battery, which does support 44 watt fast charging. So you can get this phone up and going, and it'll last you a really long time as well. Despite the display, because the display is a full HD plus display, which means that it's not sucking up a lot of your battery juices. We was also trying to enhance the gaming experience of these phones by adding a new haptic vibration motor. They call this the X-axis haptic vibration motor, or simply 4D haptic vibration, and this works well in informing you of your phone calls, text messages, or any kind of notification. But interestingly enough, when you're playing games and you're like playing games like PUBG, and the minute you tap on the trigger, you'll feel that vibration come through on the phone because there are multiple vibration motors on the inside. Another feature is a new layout in the camera, and there is a full-fledged pro mode as well now, which allows better customization, better control over your pictures. The camera app is also slightly more refined and feels easier to navigate through than what we've seen in previous versions. Of course, you do have a lot of AI on this device, which automatically helps you pick out your shots, and especially in specific scenes, you'll be able to auto-detect the scenes like food or landscape, and the camera will set the settings in the best possible options to get the best possible results. So the Vivo Nex 3 is a pretty interesting device. It's got no buttons on the sides. It's got a pretty fast charging experience. It's got this really cool waterfall display which sort of extends to the side of the phone. But the Nex series has not particularly been successful in the market. It's always been more a prototype series. But this is a phone that could really be used in a everyday fashion. I would have liked to see a better operating system, a more cleaner operating system, which is something that Vivo has not done for a while. Something closer to a cleaner Android would look really nice on this device. But you can of course customize it on your own and replace the OS skin with your own skin, and that would elevate the experience quite a lot for this device. So the Nex 3 is a device that you can actually use, and if it comes to market, it will be a really good competitor considering that it has the latest specifications, including the 855 Plus chip, as long as Vivo can price it right. So for more information on this device, follow the links in the description below. We'll also leave a buying link along with prices in the description below. If you guys have any particular questions or queries regarding the Vivo Nex 3, do drop them in the comment section below and we'll try and answer out any of those. If you like this video, guys, don't forget to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button with the bell notification icon to get notified each time we upload a new video. This has been Bharat. You've been watching iGyaan. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.